First, we are going to remove the front plate by removing the butterflies on the inside. Next, we are going to remove the main board by undoing these butterflies. Next, we are going to undo the harness. And then you are carefully going to cut the zip tie located right here. Is removing the screw. And just set it down. Before removing, the wires mark brown as positive and blue as negative. Okay. Next, you are going to untie the power cord. Next, we are going to remove the power cord out of the Super Chexx. Go ahead. Carefully place the hardware into the bag. Now we are removing the main board. And we are going to unplug the harness from the speaker. Now, from looking at the game in the front where the main plate is, make sure that this green wire gets placed on the top one on the speaker. For demonstration purposes, we are on a new base. You should not remove the speakers from your split base. Right now we are flipping the base so that the power cord hole is facing the top. Now we are going to put our front plate down. Make sure that it is an inch from the top of the base. Next, make sure that the sides are equal. Next, we are going to hit every hem stud lightly. Here, do this one because there's nothing around it. Next, you are going to use a 1/4-inch drill bit to drill the 11 holes around the base. Put the plate on the base to make sure that the holes are lined up. It is very important to wear protective eyewear. Right now we are flipping the base so the base is on top. You are going to use a Sawzall with a wood cutting blade. Use wood cutting only for the blade. Next, you're going to start at your power cord hole and go slow, very slow and straight down the seam. Otherwise, your split blade start off by drawing a 2-inch line from the power cord hole. This is to accommodate the hinge when you draw your second line. If you do not cut a second line, this will not let your game properly close. Your second line cut should be 1/8 of an inch away from your first line cut. Side, and you're going to cut from here until here. We are going to do the same thing on the back of the base now, cutting it from the power cord hole to here. Cord side, you're going to flip your base over. Next, you're going to prop the base up with something. You're going to put the wood inside the top of your base 2 inches from the power cord hole. You want it to be flush to the base cut. 2.5 inches from the seam, you're gonna screw in 2 screws to hold it up on either side. You're going to repeat the same process on the other side of the base. You're going to place your hinge even with the seam with the big holes facing you, and you are going to use 2 screws to screw this hole and this hole, this hole and this hole on either side. Next, you are going to drill the 4 small holes with an 11/64 drill bit. Top of the hinge, you are putting a washer onto your screw, putting it through the small hole. Then on the bottom, you should have a washer and then a cap nut. Now we are removing the prop from the bottom of the base. When you close the base, make sure that your ends are flush and even. Next, you are going to screw a hole towards the end of put the screw in the hole towards the end of the hinge. Next, drill your 4 holes with your 11/64 drill bit. the holes for now and flip your base over to do the final cuts. We're going to flip the base over again so that the bottom is on top. Then we are going to flip the secure side of the base onto a prop that is the right size. Repeat the same process on this side with the small holes as you did on the secure side. You're going to close the base and put it in its upright position. Next, you are going to put the back plate on the back of the base. Good.
What?
Put your original detailed plate on the front of the game with the harness going through the hole. Put pressure on the front of the base so that you can put the butterfly nuts on the back of the game. This is what your completed split base should look like. Put the power cord back through the bottom of the base. Grab the power cord, pull it up to the top of the base, and measure diagonally across the base, black to black, and make a knot. Repin the power cord brown to positive and blue to negative. Reattaching the harnessing to the speakers. Make sure that the green cord is on the top of the left speaker. Now we are putting the main board back into the base and attaching the harnessing. Now we are reattaching the 3 ground wires. And make sure all your hardware is secure. Drill on a slant, attaching the cable with the screw. Put the rest of the harnessing into the zip lock.